could never live a life without your love. I could never live a life. Start to wonder if I'll ever be enough.
Oh, you look perfect. You look beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it. It's perfect. Not as many feathers as I expected. But it's perfect. It's perfect. I love it, babe.
I know that you'll be there, always be there in the rain or the sunshine.
Welcome. Please be seated. We are gathered here today in Washington, D.C., the city where Dwayne and Lea met to celebrate their union and marriage. We are so grateful to the family who have traveled to be here today from Nebraska, California, Wisconsin, Texas, North Carolina, and the mighty family who are here from all the way in Germany. Lea and Dwayne are here before us to affirm their love and commitment and to join in marriage. Lea, Dwayne, take a minute to turn and look at all the family who are here to love you today. I invite you to take in this moment, to take a deep breath and be present to one another and to this beautiful day. Before you, their beloved family, Dwayne and Lea would like to accept 7 blessings on their marriage as a way to pave the way to their lifelong commitment to one another. You ready? May you be blessed with love. May your admiration, appreciation, and understanding of each other foster love that is passionate, tranquil, and real. May the love between you be strong, patient, and enduring. May you be blessed with a loving home filled with warmth, humor, and compassion. May your love offer kindness to all who are near it or within it. May you be best friends and true companions. May humor and playful spirit enliven your relationship. May you offer each other space to learn and grow as you navigate life side by side. May you continually learn from one another. May you remain open to growing together with nothing to prove and so much to learn. May life bring you wholeness of mind, body, and spirit. May you be blessed with health. May you find happiness together in adventures big and small. May your life be blessed with the joy and beauty that surrounds you. And finally, love grows in community. May you always be blessed with the awareness that you are an essential part of a circle of family and friends. May there be love, trust, support, and laughter among you. And may there be many, many occasions to rejoice. Getting to know Lea and Dwayne has been a singular joy in my life, and so today I want to share with you the story of how their relationship started. In many ways, it was standardized testing that brought them together. You might say, no, they met online. You're wrong. But before their parallel and yet unmerged lives had connected, Dwayne and Lea's every day was structured by 2 standardized tests. Dwayne was preparing for step 1 because he knew that his future in orthopedic surgery depended on that score. And Lea was preparing for the GRE because she wanted to be an economist and she knew that this test was the important step to get her there. Dwayne said that he had placed his life on the back burner, and in his words, he had blinders on. Lea said that she had one goal in mind, which was to improve the math score of her GRE. So just before they met, they each had a disappointment. Before meeting Dwayne, Lea was disappointed to find that the part of the GRE she hadn't studied at all, the reading part, was a perfect score, while the math score she had worked so hard on didn't budge.
Not 1 inch.
Before meeting Lea, Dwayne was disappointed to find that he had fallen just a bit short of the exceedingly high expectation he set for himself on step 1. And so, in not having things go exactly according to plan, Dwayne and Lea each realized that there was more to life than standardized testing. And they wondered if maybe, just maybe, it was time to stop putting life on hold. So naturally, they turned to the apps. Dwayne was the first person on whom Lea swiped right, and they started talking on a Thursday and were genuinely surprised with how easily they connected. When Dwayne shared that he was from Jamaica, Lea decided to dive into something that her generation does extremely well: intentional cringe. She announced on the app to Dwayne, "I have a terrible joke." Dwayne said, "Let's hear it." Lea said, "Are you Jamaican? Because you are Jamaican me crazy."
Good one.
Somehow, and this is their recounting of events, Dwayne says he genuinely laughed at this joke. Then immediately, while still laughing, he smoothly observed that the conversation was going too well for them not to meet in person, and he scheduled their date for the very next day, a Friday. Their date was scheduled for Iron Gate, the speakeasy where we will celebrate the marriage later today. Leading up to the date, they continued talking and anticipation built. Attentive to how cell phones distract from important moments in life, Dwayne decided that now was the time for the first moment in his life to put a lock on his cell phone to allow for an uninterrupted date. So he set a lock. Attentive to navigating life in Washington, D.C. and the issues that can come up with traffic, Lea kept her cell phone close, waiting for a confirmation from Dwayne to come at any moment. But in the very moment Lea was expecting confirmation of the date, Dwayne panicked, forgot the code he'd set for the phone, and entered too many wrong attempts and was locked out of his phone. Already on her way to the date location, Lea didn't get a message, and she had a brief moment wondering, is he going to show up? In that very moment, at the restaurant and sweating, Dwayne found a young woman who was waiting for her own date, and he convinced her to let him use her phone to contact Lea. Except he didn't have Lea's number in this woman's phone. Dwayne paused. With the decisiveness of a surgeon, he knew what he would do next. He remembered just 2 numbers, 4 and 6. 4 plus 2 is 6. The area code, 402, came to him immediately. Then he remembered the next 3 numbers were 402 divided by 2, 201. He carried the 4 and the 6 to the last 4 digits, remembering the final 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, twice. Without second guessing the way he had for the phone code, he entered these digits and dialed. Lea received a phone number or call from a phone number she did not recognize, and Dwayne was on the other end. He said, "I'm at the restaurant and looking forward to meeting you." When Lea entered the Iron Gate, a random woman she'd never met said, "You owe me if you two are about to get married." I'm gonna pause to say, if she shows up tonight, it's probably to collect her debt.
Fear.
Makes sense.
Fear.
After their date had started, Lea learned what Dwayne had done, that he had managed to call her through remembering just 2 numbers and harnessing the power of division by 2. The workings of his mind delighted her in ways I think only the 2 of them can fully appreciate. But for the rest of us, suffice it to say that the power of division by 2 is important for this couple. Lea then discovered Dwayne was an eager audience for her explanations of economic principles. On a napkin, she drew a scenario to illustrate game theory. She drew how 2 people will predictably act against their own best interests when they fail to coordinate. When they are unable or deprived of the opportunity to act as a unit. How 2 people make things worse when they fail to pay attention to where the other stands. Or seen differently, when they fail to divide the obstacle facing both of them by 2. Lea and Dwayne quickly became an inseparable unit, soon dividing many evenings and every weekend by the 2 of them. Dwayne and Lea have navigated more hardship than most couples at their early stage in their relationship. And as I've listened to them and witnessed their closeness, one thing is clear. Since that first date, Lea and Dwayne have divided every challenge and every joy that they've met by the 2 of them. These 2, Dwayne and Lea, have turned toward one another over and over and over again. Even when the pressures of distance, of thankless training paths, illness, and demanding careers have crashed against them, like ocean waves crash against a mountainside, these 2 have remained solid in their love. They have consistently made any problem facing one of them a problem for both. Any joy or occasion for rejoicing facing both of them, a joy for both. They have shown us how they are supportive of each other, and they teach us how 2 can work together to know where they stand, can become a unit facing life together, can divide life by 2, and in so doing build a love that's larger than both. Knowing this, I think you'll all see what's so special about their vows. Lea and Dwayne have co-written their vows, which I now invite them to speak together, divided by 2.
Vows are traditionally supposed to be written separately, but when it came down to it, we didn't want to take this step alone. I couldn't imagine writing these without being able to talk about them with my favorite person. It was hard enough to keep the wedding dress a secret.
But what we decided was that this is the way that we want to do it, because after all, marriage is a journey we will be taking together, and we've always chosen to do things on our own terms, even when it wasn't always the most conventional choice. From spending half of our 9-year relationship living in different locations to even now still not quite living in the same place.
Some may not know this, but just 6 months into our relationship, when I learned that Dwayne's lease was going to end in May, but he didn't have anywhere to live before he moved to Pittsburgh in July, without hesitation, I said, "Why don't you just stay at my apartment until you leave?" Sorry, Mama.
Sleeping on Leah's couch.
Oh, sorry. To me, there was no doubt that this was my person, and why wouldn't we spend these months together?
Sleeping on Leah's couch was uncomfortable, but it made me see how loving and supportive you were, and made me realize how lucky I am to have someone along the way at each step to help me pursue long-held dreams. By the end of that stint, I could not see the dream without you being a part of it.
What a summer that was. For all of you who know me well, I'm sure you're thinking, how did Lea manage those months sharing her space, and how did Dwayne survive the mess? But what surprised me, even me, was how easy it was. I'm an introvert, which means I need the time away to recharge, even from the people who I love most. But I never needed time away from you. We have always been able to introvert together.
In so many ways, those 3 months were a perfect preview of the rest of our relationship. The love, kindness, support, joy, and laughter we brought to each other was very timely and made me realize how much I want to continue sharing with you in the ups and downs of life, knowing that we will always be there for each other.
And we've had our fair share of downs, but just like we did so early on in our relationship, when one of us has a need, the other one steps up. I've always been one to come up with all the ways something could go wrong and focus on the fact that nothing is certain in life. But the one thing I've never doubted is that you'll be right beside me through it all, and I love you for that.
That's actually how she first told me that she loved me. Before we actually admitted it to each other. But even if neither one of us had said it yet, I knew even then that our love would transcend all those obstacles and bring us to this day today. It was actually a Friday like today when we met in this city, as you guys heard before, 9 years ago. This is why we chose this location, this city, to commemorate this moment all these years later, to share our vows with each other in a city that defined our love.
So now for the one part of our vows that we'll share for the first time with each other today. Dwayne, here are the things that I promise you. I can't tell you if I believe in love at first sight. But what I can tell you is that that moment that Dwayne took my hand in our very first date. In an instant, I knew this was the hand I could hold for the rest of my life. Since that moment, we've been by each other's side through some of the best times of our lives and some of the worst. I promise, Dwayne, that I will always be walking by your side through it all, hand in hand. I promise to always try to remember your number, even though you've known mine since the first day we met. I promise you that I will try my very best to not be grumpy when you wake me up early in the morning when I've asked you several times the night before, and promise that this time I really want to be woken up early. In all seriousness, even when we don't immediately see eye to eye, I will be patient and give you room to see where you stand. And when you are ready, I'll hear you out without judgment, and we'll sort it through together. When I look at you, Dwayne, I feel overwhelmed with admiration for who you are, for how you have chosen to move through your life, for what you do, but also for the person doing it. I promise I will continue to see and celebrate you for the rest of our lives. I am so ready to share this life together with you, my favorite person in this world. And I will always love you the most, sister.
Lea, ever since you explained to me the prisoner's dilemma at Brick and Mortar, I knew that you would achieve the goal of becoming a professor of economics, without a doubt. We both knew that acting in our shared interest would lead us here today. Through our mutual support, we have overcome all of life's challenges. Lea, I promise to continue to support you in everything you do, and will hold all your dreams as they are to you, they will be to me, as if they were my own, our own. I promise that you will never want for anything for the rest of your life. I promise to be your person now and forever. Good times, bad times, even if you put your cold feet on me when we're in bed. Finally, I promise to never take for granted that with your one life, your only time on earth, with your own free will, you chose to spend the remainder of your life dedicated to me and our future family. I love you.
Now we will do the exchange of rings. I invite Lea's mother, Ellen, and Dwayne's mother, Joy, to bring the rings. Dwayne's parents, Joy and Dwayne, to bring the rings. Ellen, please give the ring to Dwayne. Yeah. Okay. And Joy and Dwayne, give the ring to Okay. Lea, ready to repeat after me?
Yes, I think I can do that.
Say, with this ring, Dwayne, I give you my heart.
With this ring, Dwayne, I give you my heart.
Are you ready? Yeah. With this ring, Lea, I give you my heart.
With this ring, Lea, I give you my heart.
Lea, do you promise to love Dwayne completely, to stand by his side, and to embrace the adventure of life together?
Yes,
Say, I do.
I do.
Dwayne, do you promise to love Lea completely, to stand by her side, and to embrace the adventure of life together?
I do.
With this pronouncement, I now pronounce Lea and Dwayne married. You may kiss. I am overjoyed to present to you for the very first time Dwayne and Lea as a married couple.